Hey guys, no science, at least at co-op this week, but I want to stay on top of things so that we can finish the year. So I thought a good way I don't want you to have to do this whole module without ever talking about it. We won't get a chance to do a couple of experiments we had planned, but I thought today to review Module 13, we could walk through the study guide together. So I've got my filled out answers over here and we're just gonna walk through. I'm not gonna take any spaces in between because it's a video. You guys can pause it if you need to pause it, okay? All right, let's just start with number 1. Digestion is the process by which an organism breaks down food into smaller units that can be absorbed by the body. We're studying digestion in humans, but remember, this is just a very general description of digestion. This happens in all the different kinds of organisms that break down their own food. And a vitamin, letter B, vitamin is a chemical substance that the body needs in small amounts to stay healthy. We'll talk a little bit more about vitamins towards the end of this. All right, so this study guide's a little different. It has a model of the digestive tract-ish and the digestive system-ish and some other body parts that sometimes get confused with the digestive system, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is go through number 2, and I'll just walk A all the way through letter N and tell you what those answers are, okay? A is the salivary gland. B is the epiglottis. C is the larynx. D is the trachea. E is pancreas. F is stomach. G is the small intestine. And H is the rectum, and go all the way back up to the other side. Letter H, pharynx. J is the esophagus. K is the liver. L is the gallbladder. N is the large intestine. And N is the anus. All right. Now on the next page, I don't have my next page because I wrote it out a little differently. Let's see. On the next page, number 3, it says, for each organ in the figure on question 2, answer these questions. Is it part of the digestive system? If it is part of the digestive system, is it also part of the digestive tract? And then if it's part of the digestive system, what is or are its functions? Okay, so let's walk through those. All right, A was the salivary glands. They are a part of the digestive system. Technically, they're not part of the digestive tract because food doesn't pass through them. It's like the book said, that's a confusing one. It's totally fine if you got that one wrong, but we're filling this out together, so don't worry about it too much. The job of the salivary glands, do you remember what that is? It's to put saliva in the mouth. And the saliva has a job. It's one of the first things that happens in the digestive system. The saliva digests the food partially, and it helps lubricate the food so that the tongue has an easier time forming the bolus. Okay? All right, then B is the epiglottis. The epiglottis is not a part of the respiratory system. It's actually part of the respiratory system. C is the larynx. Is also not part of the digestive system. D is the trachea. Trachea is also not a part of the digestive system. And we come to E, pancreas. This is part of the digestive system, but it's not part of the digestive tract, and it's got 2 main jobs. One of the jobs is to make several digestive juices that are squirted, that's a science word, squirted into the small intestine as chyme passes through the pyloric sphincter, okay? And then the second job is that it produces sodium bicarbonate, and that mixes with the chyme. It neutralizes the acids in the chyme, and it produces carbon dioxide gas, sorry. All right, letter F is the stomach. This is part of the digestive system, and it's part of the digestive tract. It churns and it mixes the food with gastric juices. The gastric juices, they contain stomach acid that kills any bacteria that may have accidentally been eaten with your food, and it helps to dissolve the food. Those gastric juices, they also contain some digestive chemicals, and it starts the process of the chemical digestion of your food, okay? And that turns the bolus into chyme. All right, G is the small intestine. That is part of the digestive tract and the digestive system. The small intestine, it chemically digests the food and allows for nutrients to be absorbed through its wall. Remember in the book, and I've got a video that I'm gonna, should have been in this email that you got this video in, that shows you how the digestive tract works all together from beginning to end. And you'll see that happen when you get to the when you get to the small intestine. All right, H is the rectum. This is part of both the digestive system and the digestive tract. It pushes the feces out of the body and into the anus. So that is towards the end of the digestive system and tract. I is the pharynx. It's part of the digestive system and it's part of the digestive tract. This pushes the food into the esophagus. And then J, the esophagus, is part of both the digestive tract and the digestive system. It pushes food into the stomach. K is the liver. The liver is part of the digestive system, but is not part of the digestive tract, okay? And let's, just to make sure that you understand the difference, the digestive system is the group of the different organs and parts of your body that work in the process of digestion. The digestive tract are the parts of your body that food actually passes through as it's being digested. Your food doesn't actually go through your liver while it's being digested, so it's only part of the digestive system, not part of the digestive tract. All right, so the liver has 5 jobs here that we want to remember. The liver makes bile. The liver converts glucose into glycogen for energy. It breaks down glycogen when the body needs the energy. I'm sorry, let's start that over again. Makes bile and it converts glucose into glycogen for storage, okay? That's what it changes it to store it. And then when the body needs energy, it breaks down the glycogen. Its 4th job is that it stores fats. And its last job is that it converts the fats and amino acids into glucose when the body needs energy. All right, L is the gallbladder. This is part of the digestive system, but not part of the digestive tract. Concentrates bile, and it squirts bile into chyme as the chyme enters the small intestine. It's got 2 jobs. And then M is the large intestine. It is part of the digestive tract and part of the digestive system. Food passes right through it. It's got 3 jobs. Its first job is that it consolidates undigested food. Secondly, it absorbs the water from that food. And third, it turns resulting waste into feces. And then the last part of the digestive system and tract is the anus. It is part of both the digestive system and the digestive tract. And it's the opening through which the feces exit. So this is the end of your digestive system, okay? All right, number 4 on your study guide. What function do we know the appendix serve? For a long time, remember, they thought that the appendix was just this leftover piece that was kind of left because of evolution. Our bodies just figured out a way to work around it, used other systems in our body. That was the prevailing thought, but they have found that that's not the case. And they know for sure that it has this one job. In your large intestines, there are lots of healthy bacteria. Keeps your gut healthy, which keeps lots of other parts of your body healthy. But sometimes when you get sick, like if you get a really bad stomach flu, cholera, things that would kind of empty out your stomach, would cause a lot of puking or diarrhea, you also lose a lot of those bacteria. What we found, what scientists have found, is that sometimes these good beneficial bacteria, during those sicknesses, some of them hide out in the appendix. And it's kind of like a safe haven for these good bacteria. And then when you're healthy again, they can come out back into the large intestine and they can repopulate and create a healthy environment again in your large intestine. All right, number 5, what are the fat-soluble vitamins? These are vitamins A, D, E, and K. All right, last page, number 6. Which vitamins, fat or water-soluble, are most likely to build up toxic levels in the body if you take too many? I thought it would be water, but it's actually fat-soluble. So like vitamin A If you take too much vitamin A, some of the things that can happen is you could have liver damage, hair loss, blurred vision, or headaches. And then if you take too much vitamin D, you can experience liver damage or calcium deposits. Okay, number 7, what kind of role do most vitamins play in the body? They typically regulate the chemical processes in the cells. So remember we talked about how we need small amounts of them? Your vitamins are going to be involved in the process that are happening in your cells. So we just need a little bit of vitamins in our body, and they happen in little bitty like chemical situations that are happening in our body. And number 8, which 2 vitamins can the body absorb without eating food that contain those 2 vitamins? And those are vitamin D, you can get that absorbed through the skin from the sun, and vitamin K. Those are some of the bacteria, remember we talked about in your large intestine. Your large intestine, the bacteria can actually produce vitamin K. So you already have that in your body. All right, there's the study guide for you. And hopefully that gives you a good overview, helps you to get ready for your test. I'll make sure that your parents have the answers to that test. You guys can go ahead and correct that together, or you can do that on your own, or your parents can do that for you, however you guys want to do it. Bring that with you to class if we have class on Monday. If not, I'll make another video. And then begin reading module 14. Okay, so we're going to move on to module 14 after you finish your test. Okay, thanks guys.